These are the teaching notes for the Capture a City video. The most important point: tell your students to watch the video before your lesson. Don't reveal that the video is based on a true story until after the discussion in class. What's in these teaching notes? Page 2. How to use this video. Page 3. Problems that students have to solve. Page 4. 15 comprehension questions with answers. Page 5. Real questions, ones that ask students to express an opinion. Page 6. A picture-based questionnaire you could use. Page 7. Other videos in this series. Page 8. How this video was tested. Page 2. How to use this video. Using this video. This video is for students whose level is at least A2 or between B1 and B2. It's mainly for English conversation classes in secondary schools, especially with students aged between 13 and 16. Begin the lesson with comprehension questions to see whether they've understood the video. You'll find 15 questions later in these notes, and also a picture questionnaire. Put the students into pairs or groups of 3, matching each weak one with a stronger partner. The aim of this pairing is to ensure that the weaker ones are fully involved. The task is to understand what's wrong with Eugene's plan, to think of solutions, and to present ideas. If they prefer, students can propose a completely different plan. Next, set a time limit to think of a solution. Tell the class that there are several possible ways of making the plan work. There is no one right answer. Call a pair or group to present their ideas. Insist that they take turns to speak. We don't want the stronger students to do all the talking. As they speak, make notes of anything that doesn't sound right. Then ask the class, does their solution work? Try to get other groups to point out any issues. Open the discussion to the whole class. Then call the next group to present their ideas. At the end of the lesson, tell the class that the video is based on a true story and set the homework. Homework. Read the short Wikipedia article, Battle of Cremona. This only gives an overview, but there are other internet articles with more details. The best is Cremona Sera, 12th of April 2021, La sorpresa di Cremona, but it is in Italian. Tasks. 1. Find out the name of the informant. 2. What happened to him after the battle? 3. Who were Eugene and Eleonore, the main characters in the video? 4. Who was the emperor? 5. Why was the timing of the attack important? Answers. 1. Antonio Cozzoli. 2. He was tried, beheaded, and his head was displayed in a cage in the church. Then the church was demolished as a reprisal for the involvement of the priest, who escaped to Germany. 3. Eugene was Prince Eugene of Savoy, one of the greatest military commanders of his time. Eleonore was Countess Eleonore Battini-Stretman, Eugene's girlfriend in a relationship that lasted more than 20 years. 4. Eugene's boss was Leopold I, Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire and of the Habsburg Empire. 5. The timing of the attack, January the 31st at night, was critical because most of the French soldiers were asleep after the party. Follow-up lesson. In my classes, I followed up by explaining the Spanish War of Succession, 1701 to 1714, using a map showing that the war involved most of Western Europe. This map is in the Wikipedia article about the war. Page 3. Problems that students have to resolve. Remind the students of the weak points in Eugene's plan. 1. The plan depends on surprise, but the noise of widening the hole in the priest's basement could wake up the whole street. 2. The priest's brother, the informant, is unreliable. The plan depends on him being in the basement, waiting for Eugene and his men to arrive. 3. The plan depends on Eugene's second army capturing the bridge and breaking down the main gate. Eugene thinks the soldiers defending the bridge and the gate will be distracted by his attack on the other side of the city, but Eleonore is skeptical. If you have a strong class, tell them about 2 other problems not mentioned in the video. A. In normal military strategy, an attacking army needs to be 3 times stronger than the defending force. But Eugene's 2 armies are weaker than the defenders. B. Eugene's army can only bring light artillery. This is because the artillery has to be pulled by horses on muddy roads at night and quickly. The city's guns are heavier and there are more of them. Page 4. 15 comprehension questions. Comprehension questions. 1. What is Eugene's job? Answer. He's an important military commander. 2. Why is the name of the city a secret? Answer. Because the attack has to be a surprise. 3. How did Eugene get the maps and the pictures? Answer. The Secret Service prepared them. 4. When do the guards open the city gates? Answer. When the farmers bring food into the city. 5. Why do the guards interrogate the farmers? Answer. To hear them speak. A foreign accent means that the person is a spy. 6. Who told Eugene about the city's weak point? Answer. The priest's brother. 7. Why did the informant give this information? Answer. Because he was angry with the city authorities. 8. Why was he angry? Answer. Because they put him in prison. 9. Why did they put him in prison? Answer. Because he's a drunk and a gambler and he couldn't pay his gambling debts. 10. How much is Eugene paying this informant? Answer. A lot of money. 11. What does Eleonore think of the informant? Answer. She says he can't be trusted. 12. What does the informant propose? Answer. Using the tunnel to enter the city. 13. What does Eleonore think of the plan? Answer. It won't work. Too many things could go wrong. 14. What's wrong with the hole in the floor of the basement? Answer. It's too small for Eugene and his men to climb through it into the basement. 15. Who will enlarge the hole? Answer. Eugene's plan is that the informant will enlarge it. Real questions ask you to express an opinion. 1. If you had to be one of the people in this story, who would you be and why? 2. Eleonore doesn't trust the informant. If you were Eugene, would you trust him? 3. This story is set in the 18th century. What do you think life was like then? 4. In the past, cities were protected by high walls, moats, strong gates, and local garrisons. Are modern cities safer, in your opinion? 5. If the government called you to defend your country, would you go? 6. Some people say we should spend more money on defence. Others disagree. What do you think? Page 6. A picture-based questionnaire. Questions. Picture 1. Question A. What is the word for the water around a castle? Question 1b. What is the word for soldiers who watch? Picture 2. Question A. Why is the soldier interrogating the farmer? Question 2b. What is the soldier holding? Picture 3. Question A. What type of bridge is this? Question 3b. What is at the end of the bridge after the grass? Picture 4. Question A. What is the soldier doing? Question 4b. Why is he doing this? Picture 5. Question A. Why is this woman under the pumpkins? Question 5b. What is her mission? Picture 6. Question A. What is the word for a room under a house? Question 6b. What is the word for a dirty water tunnel? Picture 7. What is the man doing? Question 7b. Why is he doing this? Picture 8. Question A. What is this object? Question 8b. Eugene can't get into the city this way. Why not? Answers. Picture 1. Question A. A moat. Question B. They are guards. Picture 2. Question A. To hear him speak. If the farmer has a foreign accent, he could be a spy. Picture 2. Question B. He's holding a gun. Picture 3. Question A. A pontoon bridge. Question B. It's the main city gate. Picture 4. Question A. He's raising a red flag. Question B. To warn the city. Picture 5. Question A. Because she's a spy. Question B. To get information. Picture 6. Question A. A basement. Question B. A sewer. Picture 7. Question A. He's enlarging the hole. Picture 7. Question B. So that Eugene and his men can climb through the hole into the basement. Picture 8. Question A. It's a ladder. Picture 8. Question B. Because the moat is too wide and the ladder is too short. Page 7. Other videos in this series. This is the third video in a series for conversation classes for students who are studying English. The first video was called Martian Cliffhanger. It is available on YouTube. The level is between B1 and B2. The second video was called Best Detective. It is also available on YouTube. It is for students whose level is A2 or better. Testing this video. I used earlier versions of this video in numerous classes in 2 Italian secondary schools over a period of 3 years. It always worked well.